Hi everyone, welcome to this bonus episode going deeper into the psychology of fake news. More specifically, the human behavior aspect of the previous video, linked in the description below. We'll explain why fake news works on us in the first place, why people fall for obviously false headlines, and why we share things before checking its truthfulness. As it turns out, the answer isn't largely about intelligence, it's about how our brains are wired. Fake news often plays into our emotions, our biases, and even our need to belong. So today, let's explore the psychology behind fake news. What's really going on in our minds that makes us so vulnerable to it? Let's begin with cognitive bias. Our brains are constantly overwhelmed with information. Scrolling feeds, breaking news, group chats, videos, and emails. To manage this overload, the brain relies on heuristics, or mental shortcuts, to make quick decisions and process information efficiently. Sometimes, these shortcuts lead to predictable errors in thinking, which are called cognitive biases. One of the biggest is confirmation bias. This means we tend to believe info that confirms what we already think is true, and we ignore or dismiss anything that challenges it. For example, if you already believe a certain politician is corrupt and a hypocrite, and you see a fake article saying they were caught in a scandal, you're more likely to believe it without checking. It feels right because it matches what you expect. Fake news often leans into these expectations, giving people stories they want to believe. According to a Britannica article, confirmation bias is mainly unintentional, but it results in people being especially likely to process info to support their own beliefs when an issue is highly important or self-relevant. That brings me to our second point, emotion over reason. First, think of the last thing you shared immediately online after you saw it. Was it something calm and rational, or something that made you feel a certain way? For most of us, it's usually the second choice. Fake news is often crafted to provoke emotional reactions, like fear, anger, or even pride. These feelings activate the amygdala, the brain's emotional control center, which is also part of the limbic system as shown here. When the amygdala is triggered, especially by strong emotions, it can send signals that will override the more rational, slower thinking part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex located in the frontal lobe. That's the region responsible for decision making, critical thinking, and impulse control. In other words, when you're feeling fired up, whether it's outrage over a political headline or pride in something that confirms your beliefs, your brain is in reaction mode, not reflection mode. This emotional jolt makes it much harder to pause and think, is this actually true? Where is this coming from? Instead, we're more likely to click, share, or comment impulsively, feeding the very system that spreads fake news. And creators of this fabricated information know this. That's why headlines tend to be dramatic, exaggerated, and alarming. They're designed to get a reaction. The last reason why fake news is so appealing is the fact that it usually aligns with what we hold to be our individual and group identity. And the more serious or high-stakes a topic, like political parties, cultural values, or broader societal issues, the stronger that pull becomes. When a piece of fake news reflects the values of our group that we've technically grouped ourselves into based on our belief systems, it just feels right. Not because it's fact-checked, but because it fits the narrative we're surrounded by already. Thank you so much for watching this bonus video. Fake news doesn't just spread because it exists. It spreads because it works on our psychology. But the more we understand about how our brains work, the harder it becomes for fake news to manipulate us. We hope you enjoy diving deeper into the nuances of media, because honestly, it's more than just media alone. It's ourselves, our psychology, and how our brain and our heart works in relation to others too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.